think, it takes a measure of boundaries. Many of us don't have boundaries. Many of us don't know who we are. Many of us haven't taken that time to really do that deep dive in a work to build a business.
Well said. And you know what? You brought up a lot of things that each part could be an episode. I like the thing that you said, that entrepreneurship, you go through that fire. That sometimes there's a wall. You hit that wall.
Yeah.
And what sustained you was, it can't be just the money. What sustained you must be much bigger for you to move ahead. And I also like the way you say the trash, right? You bring a lot of baggages with you. And also you said about you have to know yourself, and entrepreneurship, it will be the phase whereby you unravel everything out.
Yep, you see what you like and you don't like. You see what you like and you don't like.
Yes.
About
The
yourself.
kind of words that comes out. And you know what about and I like what you say about believing in yourself, and that's the test. And I'm very sure, and this is something that there's so many things I want to ask you, but because of the priorities and also the time limit for this episode with you, that I treasure so much, I want you to talk about knowing yourself first. And then how does knowing yourself kind of helps to establish your business, and also help you when the times are rough?
So many women will say, I don't even know what to say. So I would first say, ask a trusted friend, ask people that may know you well. If you can't answer that, take assessments like Clifton Strengths Assessment, a Colby Assessment, to kind of see where your strengths lie. It's necessary for you to understand what that is, because as an entrepreneur, you're going to get a lot of different messages here and there that are going to tell you, you must run your business this way. You have to run it this way. You have to run it that way. And if you aren't true to yourself in your own business, you're going to get frustrated. You're not going to be able to continue on. You're going to try things because a business guru told you to do it that way, and it's going to fail, and you're going to think something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
So I believe in creating a business that's not a cookie cutter experience, and more of building your business around your strengths and building it with ease.
Building it with ease.
You have to build it with ease. So for me, I love speaking.
Yeah.
This is what I love to do. I love creating content. So that's what I lean upon.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think as women, we're told how we should be and who we are and how we should present to the world. But as a CEO of a business, that will not help you sustain longevity in it. You have to be absolutely sure and confident on who you are, what your God-given talents are.
Yeah. Tell me about self-acceptance. I think that kind of blends in with self-acceptance, that you know who you are, that you are confident and comfortable with being yourself, and not always having the self-blame, self-doubt, and self-hate.
Yeah.
Or that kind of the self-deficiencies that you think, oh, I'm not good enough. Tell us.
Yeah, so that's going to require you to understand, like, everyone at some point has that, okay? And it doesn't mean that it goes away. I'm not saying that mine doesn't go away. Every time that I'm trying to reach another level, it creeps in. It will creep in, but I don't let it take the driver's seat. I say, all right, I'm hearing it. Let me reframe my mind, and let me tell that self-doubt, here you go, take the seat right here. Because I have something bigger. But that took therapy. That took me, doing meditation in the mornings. Like, what am I pouring into me? So there's another study, and I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the study, but it says that over 70% of our thoughts are, let me see how
negative?
many. Yes, they're negative. So like there's thousands of thoughts that we have a day, and over 70% of them are negative. So naturally, we are all inclined to think negatively. It's where you go. So every day you need to consider, what am I doing to pour into myself? So whether it's a book that I'm reading, I read 1 to 3 books a month. It's actually slowed down because of the pandemic, because I'm homeschooling my kids. But I used to read up to 3 books a month. And so I was diving in ferociously with books and listening to meditations that are words of affirmation. I have a word of affirmation meditation that I say for myself to pour into myself. You have to choose that every single day. Otherwise, as you hear all the time, you'll be pouring from an empty cup, which then will translate, that poor energy will translate into your business. And when you are out there speaking with others, and when you're telling people about the work that you do, and you're trying to close a sale, people will feel that energy, and it will block you from making money in your business.
Wow, that's a revelation. I like what you say about the cup, because that's something what Oprah Winfrey has said about, keeping yourself full. And
Yep.
because, I just want to ask you this question. Have you ever come to this point whereby you ask yourself, why hadn't someone told me earlier in my life? Why do I need to learn everything now?
Yeah.
I mean, I ask myself, like, why hadn't anybody told me about self-affirmation, believing in yourself, and, like just
Mhm.
throwing all this negativity from your family, from your friends, from your teachers, from your classmates
Yep.
when you're young. It's like, why hadn't, um, I mean, it took me such a long time, and I'm thinking, like, why hadn't anybody told me while I'm younger? Has it occurred to you, like, why are you just now searching this yourself
Yeah.
at this point in your life? Has it ever occurred to you?
Oh yeah, of course. Because I'm a deep thinker. So I would say I've been in business nearly 5 years, going towards 5 years, but I've been on this journey for 8 years.
Mm,
So you have to understand that our parents, culturally, especially for women, it was not acceptable to talk about hard things. You just don't. So my mother never talked about things of that nature.
like
In
what?
fact, she grew up
Example.
very poor. She dealt with very traumatic experiences as a child and an adult. She didn't talk about things like that. You just push forward and you keep silent. But what happens is that chronic stress that's within your body
Yeah.
causes physiological changes to our DNA. It is called epigenetics. And what we do is that trauma or that chronic stress that we keep within our bodies causes
Mm,
a boatload of healthcare issues, diabetes. I mean, just you name it is
yeah.
caused by this chronic stress.
Yeah.
And so what happens is that many of us that are now seeing, like, okay, I need to fix this, I need to fix that, are all learned behaviors that were passed down from our
That's right.
parents, from their grandparents, from their parents and their parents and their parents. There's a quote here I want to read to you. It's from Dr. Carl Jung. And this is why I'm so adamant about changing the narrative in my life so I can stop generational curses that have impacted me for my own children. My children won't know that. I work extremely hard on that. So the quote here says, the greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of its parents. My mother
Yes.
never had the opportunity to pursue her goals. She
Like
never
going to
did.
school. Yeah.
She never did. And
Yeah.
so she also dealt with trauma that was never healed.
Yeah.
And so I saw her life. She
Mm,
died at 69 years old, very young,
very
suddenly.
young.
And so, you have to think about it. Do you want to continue? This is why I do a keynote about creating a lasting legacy. My
Yeah.
catalyst to start saying I'm no longer going to play small was the sudden death of my mother. She just dropped dead. And then I realized that even though I was going to the hospital frequently from migraines, gastrointestinal pain, and I would go there and they would say, ma'am, your readings from the test are clear. There's nothing we can see here. I would keep going
Lord,
back over and over again, and it
what's in
was
your brain?
here. So when my mother passed away after dealing with a life full of stress, she never got a chance to heal and learn how to cope with stress. She never got a chance to prove, or choose things that she desired to do. I said to myself, my mother's sacrifices need to mean more to me. And I have two girls right now who are watching me in the pattern that I'm going. So I have a decision now to continue on or change the trajectory of my life that will help them see what else they can conquer. So it's, statistically, there are a ton of people who deal with trauma. In the US, they did a study in Kaiser Permanente. It's a huge percentage of people who are. So we all have experiences in our life, whether as an adult or a child, that impact the decisions that we make. So if I have a friend that often says this, her name is Natalie. If you know that you have these blocks within you that are blocking you from choosing to move forward in your business, from choosing yourself, you need to dig down deep and find where the lie came from.
The
Who
lie.
told you? Find the lie. That's what Natalie Fike says. Find the lie. Where was the lie told to you? And then that will help break some of those barriers to women when it comes to asking for the sale. Going out there and saying, I'm going to move forward with this idea that I've held on for a long time. Many of my clients come to me because they're brilliant, but they're so overwhelmed by all this noise or even in their own head, and they can't get through to creating a strategic plan to take action. That's why people come to me. And it's because I've lived it.
Yeah.
And I've pushed through it. And so sometimes you just need someone to hold your hand and say, you're going to be all right. There's nothing wrong with you right now. Your gifts and your purpose are meant to set someone else free. So don't hold back.
Well said. Can I give you a round of applause? Yay! Well said, Jasmine. And I like what you say about deep dive. And because women are so introspective, we go into our soul. We go and search the every kind of feeling. What are we compartmentalizing, keeping it up, and postponing it for the future and not dealing with it? And a lot of things like that. The deep dive, I like that. And you mentioned about just clearing all these negative thoughts. 70% of these thoughts which are negative, and it didn't come from you. It came from the external environment. It's trying to find a space in you. I really like that. Tell us a bit more about what you do for your business. It seems that you are actually coaching women too. Tell us.
Yeah, so what I do is I particularly work with women who are struggling with that. And what I do is I've created a network called the Breakthrough to Excellence Network. So what that means is that we help you break through that to your level of excellence, wherever that may be. And so we have a membership where we work with people who have never made any money in their business and they want to work towards getting consistent 3K months. I don't believe in rushing someone to $10,000 a month because it's a lot. We have a lot on our plate. Many of us are raising families. We have, other things going on. We may be taking care of elderly parents. Who knows, right? So in my network, you'll have support with an accountability coach, mindset coach, and with me as your biz strategist to help you. To help you get to a place where you're scaling your business. And then after you graduate from that program, you can move on to my high touch program where we work together for 6 months and get you to a place where we can map out your 100K a year and be able to support you in that with a mindset coach and accountability coach, and with me, and with meeting with me regularly one-on-one, so that you can feel supported as you go through that momentous year. And once you get that, once you start
Momentous
seeing that
year.
money, yeah, it's a momentous year,
Yeah.
once you get through that, you'll be ready for that next stage. Like, we're ready to unlock that brilliant woman and get you to a place where you say, you know what, I'm worthy. I am worthy of this
I
success.
love that. I'm unlocking the brilliant woman.
Yep.
Should that be the topic of our next interview with you?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Because we are keeping this to 30 minutes, like
Yeah.
I promised you. It's 10:41 p.m. here in Singapore. Beautiful day. You can actually literally still wear your bikinis and go to the beach at night, and it's really safe here. Really
Wow.
no crime. And whatever you say, there's a lot of things to pack in. But everything you say, it's a deep dive. Yeah, everything you said is a deep dive, and I like that. And I think you've got lots of things to share with your own self experience, plus your own discovered journey that you've been through, that you have emerged to this rite of passage of discovering who you are, self-worth, and now standing, growing, and helping other women. Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank
Round of
you.
applause.
Thank you so much. Thank
Okay,
you for
can I
having me.
invite you again? Discovering the brilliant woman again.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good.
Yeah.
I struggled a lot in my life, and then along the conversation, we do meet again. We have a mutual conversation. I hope to share a little bit snippets, but I'm very mindful that I'm the interviewer. I really
Yeah.
want you to tell your contents and your story for the world, and not me, because I don't want me time. I've got enough
Yeah.
of me time. So you know
Yeah.
what? I invite you again. Unlocking the Brilliant Woman, share with us a little bit, and then also share with us your program. If your program has helped women, if you're pivoting your program online, you're doing things online, I hope that you can give us the link and the world can dial in, and then you can also promote it to the rest of the world. A lot of women needs this, especially I would say that Oriental women,
Mhm. Mhm.
Asian women,
Mhm.
even highly educated women, like, I mean, I've
Ambitious women.
a
Ambitious
lot,
women.
yeah,
Yep.
ambitious women, successful women. You still hear them saying, and I'm not making this up. I'm talking about people around me. Like, I hate myself. Like, I
Yep.
really can't stand myself. They don't self-edify themselves. Even the
Yes.
world has told that, hey, you are good. And
Yeah.
the next response is no. It's like, I hate it. I
Yep.
hope I could have done this. I
That's
hope that
me.
da 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 da. And I
Yep.
hate it because I know my family will not be able to, like, they're gonna jump on me, da da da. That trajectory, like what you said,
Yep.
we got to stop that noise.
Yep.
We really got to decide to stop it.
Yep.
And it took me such a long time of discovery. And the thing is that I'm still struggling with it. But I hear it
Mhm.
again and again. Every day.
Yep.
Um, it's like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, why is this happening in this generation? Maybe was a generation before, but who did
Mhm.
not vocalize it as much as we do. But I think
Yes.
women start to find their voices.
Yep.
Like, okay, I think I really hate this. It's like, okay, in the past, you aren't allowed to even
Yep.
vocalize.
Yeah. You were
Yeah.
not. You didn't say anything.
Yeah.
You were
So,
shamed into not.
yeah. Oh, yes. So Jasmine, we're
Yes.
sticking to about 30 minutes as we promised, and
Yep.
I hope that, and I want you to promise to come back to talk about unlocking the brilliant woman, and you can
Okay.
write a book.
I am. I'm almost done with my book. Yep. It's about that. It's really about getting to that place.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I've got
It'll
my
be
pub.
out
Yeah.
2021.
I actually just to plug my book a little bit. I actually published my book on Amazon.
Okay.
Um, it's a book of a collection of my self-written prose and poetry, and it's
Oh,
called
wow.
"Candle in the Wind: Dreams of a Daughter." It is. Well, I'm not gonna say because I'm gonna like all do weepy and all this. It's like it's in memory of my mom. This is the 5th year of anniversary, and she's gone home to the Lord.
Wow.
Some
So
things that
sorry. Yeah.
the things that I just documented it in a book. And it's just like I think it's just part one.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. This will be
Yeah,
my first
yeah,
book.
yeah.
I don't talk too much about my mom in this book, but it may be something I do, later on. It's been 7 years since she's been gone.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
my mom passed on um, at the age of 69 too. So
Wow.
some things to share.
Yes.
I'm not gonna
What similarities?
because I'm just gonna go like, oh, woo,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
hey. Okay, you know what, Jasmine? I'm gonna invite you at the end of the month or at your timing. I'm gonna give you 2 time slots. Final week of November or first week of December. I want you to come back, tell us about this brilliant woman, and tell us about you, the brilliant woman. And you could share your journey through grief. And I'm going to be on a podcast of another a woman's podcast. And she invited me to talk about the journey through grief because she can't talk about it. And when you can't talk about it, you're not ready. And I'm able to talk about it now 5 years later. It took me such a
Mhm.
long time. And
Yes.
it's a long, lonely journey. I'm just gonna tell you.
Yeah, I
It's a
know.
lonely
I know.
journey. And I'm not going to
Yeah, yeah.
thank you so much, Jasmine. Welcome to Singapore. And
Thank you.
okay, I'm gonna see you again, right? This is our appointment.
Yes.
End of
Yes.
the month or
Yep.
first part of December. The brilliant woman, I'm gonna meet you.
Yes. I can't wait. Thank you
Yes,
so
bye.
much for having me
Yes,
on the
you're
show.
gonna text on Facebook.
All right.
Goodbye. Thank you so much. Have a good
Bye-bye.
week and stay safe.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye.